Yeah, the trend. So, I mean, you made a really good point about renters and affordability. Well, here's a good point. So, this morning my wife and I were talking over breakfast, and she asked me what I thought the average, she heard on radio yesterday, what the average wage is in America. What's the average wage? And the average wage is something like, I don't remember exactly, I think it's something like 52,000. I guess like 52,000. And I think it was in the 50s somewhere. So 50-some thousand dollars is like the average wage in America. Okay. And so when you think about that and you try to make the connection to trends out there, it's no wonder people rent and will continue to rent. I mean, because look, our society as a whole is getting more and more, they're not getting more ambitious, they're getting less ambitious. If you really, really look at what's going on out there. And I'll probably get some haters for this, but most of society is getting less and less ambitious. The younger they are, the more that's the case. There's more of a sense of entitlement, being able to make your own way and do the required work necessary to achieve worthy financial targets is not interesting to most people that are 30 years old or younger. And so, I mean, there's a whole category of things we could talk about with that, but what that means is more people are going to rent. Yeah, more people will rent. And so the ability to earn enough money with 2 people living together, 3 people living together, to have a life, if there's children involved, if there's extracurricular activities involved, if there's saving money involved, and I'm not even talking about wild cards like college tuition or health care or all that kind of stuff. It's tough to own your own home or condo. Not only because of the pricing of it, but the maintenance of it. I mean, we were speaking with my daughter's boyfriend the other day, and his mother, just had to save, I don't know, most of the year to put a roof on the house. And a lot of people just aren't capable of doing that. So the more and more our society continues to evolve, the more owning your own home or condo will continue to decline. Okay? That's the way I see it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to disappear. I'm not saying it's going to come to a stop. I'm not saying that. I mean, there are places, I mean, you guys have seen them, in places here around Cedar Rapids where, I mean, there's development going on, houses are being built, condos, I mean, that's all good. But not nearly to the degree as it was 5 years ago, especially 20 years ago. Not even close. Not even close. The cost of construction is just a killer. Labor, materials, it is. And so, the combination of mainly cost, okay, and then not mainly, but cost is close seconds, ambition to want to do those kinds of things will lead more and more people to rent. It will be the default for most people, I think. And I think that's what you see out there. So, we know it, we've talked about it. I mean, there's a reason why big private equity companies are trying to buy up large pieces of multifamily and in some cases single-family homes to rent. Okay, because we're not the only ones having this conversation. And you're going to see more and more of that. And what's really going to be interesting is a lot of apartment properties that sell today are selling for retail price, or in some cases, let's just say even higher than retail price. And you can realistically make the argument that if you bought an apartment property today at retail, you may be buying it at a discount. Okay? You may be buying it at a discount. And that sounds a little strange. I get it. But you may be, because the demand is going to continue to increase for people wanting to rent, needing to rent, preferring to rent. And the demand will increase from investors like us wanting to go out and buy this stuff because of that. There's technology reasons as well. There's risk reasons as well. There's insulation reasons as well. I mean, as we've talked about before, you can't get at my money if it's invested in this apartment property. If it's sitting in a brokerage account somewhere, there's a chance you might be able to get your hands on it. I mean, if you know how to crack the codes and hack into computers and stuff. But you can't do that with an apartment building. And so those are some reasons. And those trends are real. And again, I mean, these are right in front of us. I mean, we see this stuff happening, but most people aren't recognizing it. So the trend will continue to be renters versus owners. Renter nation is what we will be. And again, it's not going to be overnight. People will still buy their own homes, and shows on HGTV with people looking through their houses. They spend a half hour looking at 3 places and buying one, which was kind of funny, but producers need to get the show done in a half hour. So I mean, those things will still happen, but not even close to what we've had in the past, not even close to what we've had in the recent past. And you're going to see it becoming less and less the case as time goes on.